Hi, my name is Daphne Thompson, and I would like to chat to you and take you through a recent case study where we were able to 8x the amount of profit that we were making for a specific client. Not just revenue, we were able to 8x their profit in 12 months. So what happened with this client is they started out where client behaviors started changing. The customer behavior in purchasing changed, and they didn't quite know what to do with that. They were also in a situation where retention of their clients decreased, and they did not have a big enough sales flow or a big enough pipeline in order to replace the retention that they were losing, the clients that were losing. So what we needed to do is, the goal was specifically to try and reduce some of the time that it takes for the CEO to just handle all these different things, and as well as to build a machine, a leads generating machine that would create a solid customer journey for the leads to come in, and to create a retention of these clientele whilst increasing revenue and exponentially increase profits. So that was our goal that we needed to achieve when we stepped in to help this specific company. So the solution was to create a marketing machine that is able to automate the lead coming in, as well as expand on the actual quality of the lead that comes in. Automate the process to take them through a customer journey that will help with retention of this, whilst we are building an internal restructure so that the client has got less operational debt, as well as more time to spend on actually gaining more leads and increasing the profits that way. There's only 4 ways that any company can ever make money, and it's either they need to increase the amount of leads that they have, or they need to increase the amount of customers that they have, or increase the profits that they make on each of these customers that are coming in, or the frequency that a customer is buying on. That's how any business anyway actually makes money. The trick is in how to apply this to each and every different strategy, or each and every different industry within the strategies. So we went in and we had a look also at the operational debt that this client had in the way that the business was structured. Where were different monies being wasted? Where were unnecessary costs being spent? So here, this is what we did. In phase 1, we did our discovery phase. Every business in a specific industry is similar, right? Either you sell toothpaste or you sell whatever it is. The difference that is there in every single business is the value that they render. And our job is to find out how that value works and how to bring that to table so that this is massive value to the customer, and that this perceived value will help them to actually make the purchase. As you can imagine, phase 1, the discovery phase, took us quite a bit of time just to figure out exactly what the goals are, where the possible pitfalls is, where the trips might be. So this discovery phase is also the foundation of when we start with each and every new client, is we need to understand this client and their needs and their goals extremely well. That is the foundation of each and every strategy that happens before we actually step into implementation. We need to understand. To obtain 100% clarity through this discovery phase is really of the utmost performance. Clarification of exactly what the goals are and what is expected is truly really important, because that helps you and it helps your client to be able to make sure that everything is on the right track and it is exactly what would be expected. Part of phase 1 was that we also evaluated each and every department of this company, the company as a whole, the structure. We evaluated each and every specific department up to like implementation level, ground level, the filing clerks, all of those. We went down into detail to exactly examine the departments, what the roles are, and how it was structured. So again, we have a solid foundation to work from. After the discovery phase, we were able to identify the specific obstacles and objections that might have been come up, and to put a matrix in place of what success would look like. Whenever you do a consultation or a strategy for your client, make sure that you know exactly what the process would look like and what success would look like for your client, not just for you, but make sure that metrics are well clarified and well defined. Phase 2, we set into implementation. Phase 1 was discovery, understanding the client, understanding the goals, clarifying the metrics, and clarifying what success would look like. We went into phase 2 of the implementation. Now, the implementation was a series of tactics. We suggested a few restructural elements that need to be applied within the company to get rid of some operational debt that the client would have or had. Restructuring was implemented. We also created a market-related revenue stream that we implemented for them. We increased various fees to market-related values, and we optimized all the digital assets that were already there. We developed email marketing systems and SEO tactics in order to, we first tested everything to make sure that it works until we found the exact sweet spot that is working and is value-based for our specific clientele. The big thing that needed optimization for this great response was the follow-up. We optimized and we spent a lot of time to optimize and to get amazing results from what the follow-up of each and every of these leads and sales aspects that came in. Majority of the time, this is an aspect that is overlooked. 60% of all sales are made by the 12th follow-up only. So we spent a lot of time to try and get that specific follow-up system correct with incorporating of different SMS tactics, different Facebook messages, any kind of different way that we have a minimum of a 12 touch point follow-up system. That implementation and testing also took quite a bit of time to get the sweet spot so that the value is being seen by the customer as well. We introduced different marketing channels like podcasting and YouTube. That was a little bit of a challenge to make sure that the client actually realized that this is a content channel. It is a channel that could be monetary, and that they are able to do that. It is not rocket science. It is something that they can do in the privacy of their own home, and that they are able to do this. So that took a little bit of time, but we introduced different marketing channels to this outcome as well. We optimized their current platforms of marketing, which include LinkedIn, and we applied different strategies over there in order to, again, optimize all the digital assets that they have. Please note that all of the strategies that we did implement and the restructuring of the business, none of that was paid, meaning this was all organic marketing. We did not do this with any paid media to Facebook, paid media to YouTube, Google Ads, none of that. This was all organic strategies that we implemented that got us the 8x profit result in 12 months. This is not a short-term goal. And whoever says that they can get you these results in shorter, please go ahead and use them. But this is, in my experience, if you want to do the long-term relationship and increase the lifetime value that you have on a customer or in any business, it is a longer process. Phase 3 and the last phase that we're into was the transferring of skills. Here we took really a lot of time to train the current staff members in how the system is used, what are the pitfalls to look out for, and how to respond to them. How to continuously optimize the follow-up process and all the assets that they currently do have. So the transferring of skills was also quite vital in this, to have a longevity and a continuous result of this absolutely phenomenal increase in revenue and in profit. The result of this was that it was able to increase the profit from 178,000 to 1.5 million in profit in 12 months only. The transferring of skills, the restructuring of the business to get all the operational debt out, the optimizing of the specific channels and assets that they already have, and introducing new channels to optimize it and to operate in. This course was a combined thing. I have to emphasize that when you are in the process to actually increase revenue and increase profit, it is a holistic approach. You have to build an ecosystem, and isolating specific areas is usually, specifically in marketing, not the greatest idea. Everything works really, really well together in the ecosystem that you're building, and each and every aspect does affect the other aspect. So when you are deploying a marketing strategy, keep that in mind. The 8x growth in profit was derived from 500K, was based on the restructuring of the business and getting rid of all the operational debt, and the million was derived from the new clientele that came in through the marketing system and the optimized follow-up system that were there. That is a whole ecosystem that we were able to derive this profit from. So Catch a Beat and we are the perfect fit for you if you are in a situation where you'd like to grow. You have been in a place where you don't quite know why clients are not retaining, you're not retaining the clients, why the increase of leads are not qualified or is just not the right quantity that you need, but exponential growth is needed. That is the sweet spot of what we work in and that we like to do. So if that is the case, I'd love you to make some time for us. Please click on the link below or just make some time for us to have a discussion to see how we can just add a ton of value to you so that you, as well as this client that we have, or just like this client that we had, are able to 8x your profit in 12 to 24 months. This is a process. Know that, but it is possible. So get in touch. I'd love to hear from you.